It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 6th day of June, 2022. Coming to you from Central Virginia on a Monday. Monday Travel and Cruise Industry News. And by the way, folks, you guys know how I have issues with technical things on occasions. I am trying once again to use my phone as my webcam. Now, if you remember several months ago, I was using it for a while and then it died on me mid-show. So hopefully I've worked the bugs out of that system, but you never can tell with me. So anyway, welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News. Today is National Applesauce Cake Day. I don't mind applesauce cake. I kind of like that, as a matter of fact. But anyway, if you're the cooking type, go cook an applesauce cake. Or maybe go out and find some. Got some cruises sailing from North American ports today. In Boston, you got the American Independence getting underway. In Charleston, the Carnival Sunshine. Port Canaveral, Independence of the Seas, and the Carnival Liberty. Down in Miami, Freedom of the Seas, my next ship, by the way. Norwegian Sky and Carnival Conquest. Over in Mobile, you got the Carnival Ecstasy getting underway. In Galveston, Grandeur of the Seas and the Carnival Breeze. Out in Long Beach in Los Angeles, the Carnival Radiance. In San Pedro, Navigator of the Seas. Still one of my favorite ships. Really like that ship. Up in Seattle, Quantum of the Seas. That was the last ship I was on. Gets underway today, as well as land packages for the new Amsterdam. In Vancouver, the Disney Wonder sails. In Sitka, the MV Ocean Victory sails. Up in Anchorage, the Norwegian Jewel sails and Radiance of the Seas land packages get underway, as well as Majestic Princess land packages and Koningsdam land packages. And up in Fairbanks, you've got Majestic Princess land packages. All right, in headlines today, which we'll get to all of this eventually, MSC returns to full operation. Southampton is on the rise. Queen Victoria resumes operations. Pride of America still has some issues. Want to check with some of you folks to see if you've been notified of changes. Norwegian escapes going into dry dock early. And a whole lot more here at 11 o'clock today. If you're listening via the podcast, welcome aboard. You can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from, all the big guys, Spotify, TuneIn, Pandora, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, all of them. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and the fat guy pops up. All right, we got folks literally all over the world this week, and I'm trying to keep track of everybody because some of them are going to be popping in on the show this week. Some of them I've sent messages to that hopefully will pop in on the show this week. But our buddy Bethany from down in Tampa Bay, she flew out of Newark yesterday for Lisbon, Portugal. She arrived there this morning and is getting ready to go on her 50th anniversary cruise. Then my buddy Rochelle let's see, which ship was I on with her? I think I was that Navigator? I believe she was on Navigator. But anyway, she was doing a Norwegian fjord cruise and went into London over the weekend and got involved with all the Queen Elizabeth stuff, which was pretty awesome. Went to Windsor Palace. Then our buddy Katie, she's on the Discovery Princess up in Alaska. We kind of followed her journey and travails up there. They did have a nice lunch yesterday after they got on board, and they sailed last evening, our time. It was actually afternoon their time. So she's on the Discovery Princess now on her way to Alaska. And by the way, folks, I discovered this morning because this is Katie's birthday week. So happy birthday to Katie. Did you guys know that she was over on the Great Wall of China just in 2018? I did not know that. I guess I didn't know Katie's in. But she and her buddy Angela and another lady who I don't know, and I don't remember her name. But anyway, they were at the Great Wall of China in 2018. Now, I think that's awesome. I've not been there. So, didn't know that about Katie. Then our buddy Carol's up there in Alaska right now. She was at the one of the glaciers. I can't remember which glacier she was at. But anyway, she's been up and about on some of the glaciers up there. Sent us some pictures. And this one she sent when she was just going through the before she actually got to the glaciers. But look at that's such an awesome picture. I was going through Glacier Bay National Park. So thanks for Carol for that one. Now let's see, where are we now? Our Libby, who's you guys haven't met Libby yet. Hopefully, Libby will be coming on one of these programs soon. She was one of my table mates on Navigator of the Seas. She's from Iwo Beach, Hawaii. Iwo, I think that's the name of it. Iwa Beach, Hawaii. And she's one of the outside travel agents in that organization. And she, on Navigator of the Sea, she left Tubby in charge and went off cruising by herself. Well, she said, don't worry about hubby because I'm going to get back and we're going to Tahiti on Windstar. So Libby and hubby went to Tahiti and got on Windstar. I've never been on Windstar, folks. That's why I want to talk to them about this. But they've been enjoying their pictures from Tahiti and Bora Bora. And I want to think maybe they end up all the way down in New Zealand before they come home. But anyway, Libby did some scuba diving yesterday. So it's just awesome. And then our friends, the Cruise Monkeys, they're over on. They're getting ready to go on the fjords. They're back on Princess again today. Did they sail today? They might have sailed yesterday. But they're on Sky Princess again, Luke and Gavin. So hopefully I'd love to get a live stream from them sometime this week while they're on there. And then our buddy Jack is back home. Jack Wise, of course. He was on Norwegian Bliss. And while he was there, he had a nice dinner at the Cagney's. And then another one at La Bistro. And folks, that's escargot. And yes, it looks green. This is the second time I've seen escargot from La Bistro that has a green tint. That's the way it's supposed to be, folks. It's not something wrong with it because they have awesome escargot. but it just looks green, and I think that's as much the pictures as anything. So anyway, we got people all over the world this week, so hopefully we will be able to pull some in for a few little spots this week. I got a few things on the schedule. Those of you that have been following me know that tomorrow will not be live. I will pre-record early because I'm going to be in a CT tube scan thingy while the show is supposed to be on. It's also one that I have to drink crap in the morning. I'm not happy at all about that one. Of course, I wasn't happy about the one last week either. But anyway, all part of this whole thing, and to find out where I stand for it. That'll be on the 13th. So that'll be after tomorrow. Then should be live every day until the 13th. And that's going to be another one because I'll be with the oncologist that day. So that's tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, we're going to talk to Sharon Elizabeth, our buddy, on her last episode of COVID that she has been through. We're going to talk about that a little bit. She's basically is backing off cruising for a while. I just posted. She was participating in a really interesting discussion this morning on my group page that I used for promoting things, and everybody seems to be kind of collectively using that to chat, which is fine because it keeps a continuation going. But it was an interesting comments back and forth that started over the whole luggage issue. But anyway, that'll be a Wednesday. We're going to talk to Sharon. Thursday for the Cruise Amigos, we're going to talk to cruise editor of the London Times. That's our buddy Sue. That'll be on Thursday. And then Friday, we're going to talk to Michael and Donna Philippus, who we've talked to before. They're from down in Houston. They just got back from another European trip. We're going to talk about that and what they did over there. And then we got to go back because I never got a chance to revisit with them why they went to an ice hotel in Norway in the middle of the winter and slept in an ice hotel on an ice bed. That's going to be one of the questions, I promise you. So that'll be Friday. So, all right, I'll be back with today's news, folks, after a word from one of our network sponsors. All right, the top story today is MSC. MSC is the latest to have reached the major milestone of fully operational once again when the MSC Musica, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Musica, I think, became the latest and last of the MSC cruise ships to return to passenger operations. Sailing from Monfalcone, Italy, the MSC cruise ship will be operating a series of 7-day Mediterranean cruises. The return of MSC Musica means 19 ships are now operational for MSC cruises. Most vessels are currently in the Mediterranean except for MSC Divina and MSC Seashore that are operating in the Caribbean. MSC Magnifica, that's in Iceland, and MSC Bellissima, that's in the Persian Gulf. Southampton, folks, is becoming a major cruise port. More cruise lines than ever are deciding to offer cruises from Southampton, and that's just been flamed by all the issues that they're having with airlines over there and worldwide. The port is one of the most popular ports in the UK, especially for cruise departures. 16 cruise ships sail from there currently, and it gives folks an alternative to all the hassles they've had with airports. So instead of dealing with airports, you're finding people now, they're calling and doing last minute cruise pops out of Southampton, which is awesome. It's filling up the ships, which is great. With flight cancellations, long lines, and delays norm now at airports in Europe and the UK, Southampton is mentioned to create itself a niche market for those who want to avoid the hassle. 95 departures in June, July, and August currently scheduled. Southampton is quickly becoming a significant player among the cruise ports in Europe. Taking a cruise from the UK has taken a flight, especially after the pandemic, as more cruise lines than ever decided to home port in Southampton. The worldwide surge in cruise bookings is not just felt in the United States, but in the UK also. Travel agents and cruise line have been extremely busy, especially with last-minute bookings. The trend towards late bookings partly has its roots in the problems that many thousands of holiday makers have experienced in Europe and UK with the airlines. There's certainly no lack of choice from cruises from Southampton. 8 cruise lines currently operate 16 ships from the port. Most ships come to the UK. Most ships that come out of Southampton are from UK cruise line P&O, who has the Iona, Ventura, Aurora, Arcadia, and Britannia sailing from Southampton. The Summer Princess Cruises has 4 ships sailing: the Enchanted Princess, Sky Princess, Emerald Princess, and Island Princess. Other ships sailing from Southampton this summer include MSC Virtuoso, Bolette, Anthem of the Seas, Celebrity Silhouette, Queen Mary II, Queen Victoria, and Oceana Serena. Congratulations to the folks at Southampton. Speaking of Southampton, by the way, the Queen Victoria is sailed this weekend. That got the Queen Victoria to resuming service again yesterday, returning after a 2-year operational pause. The Cunard vessel is welcoming guests back for a Western Mediterranean cruise. The 14-night voyage sails to 6 ports in Spain, Italy, and the UK. In addition to Barcelona, Cadiz, and Cartagena, the Queen Victoria will visit La Spezia and Civitavecchia before returning to Southampton on June 19th. The vessel will also visit Gibraltar. All right, I got to ask this one for Hot Air Tom and any of you guys that are going to, I just lost my picture. Oh, well. Yeah, any of you guys that are going to Hawaii on Pride of America? We've talked about this a couple times. Cruise shortages continue to impact the cruise industry, and North Norwegian Cruise Line is limiting occupancy on Pride of America Hawaii sailings. According to a statement issued by the company sent to booked guests yesterday, it was necessary to cancel some reservations for the ship's upcoming voyages due to current staffing levels on board. If I remember correctly, they weren't talking about canceling out folks that were booked. They were talking about limiting any more bookings. And they had announced that there were restaurants closing, but I don't recall them actually canceling people out. The statement says, although our great cruise comeback has been an exciting journey, it's not been an easy feat. Despite unexpected challenges, we have maintained our focus on delivering exceptional guest experiences. As such, due to recent staffing levels on board Pride of America, we will be operating at a lower guest capacity to ensure we are able to deliver high caliber vacation experience, yada, 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 yada. Affected guests will automatically receive a full monetary refund in the form of payment provided at the time of the reservation. In addition to the reimbursement, guests will also receive a future cruise credit at 100% of the cruise original cost. So they're bucking up on that. But, they had so much trouble getting started to begin with. They actually started the schedule way later than it was originally planned. It first started sailing in April 9th. So Hot Air Tom, and who else is going to Hawaii? Anyway, who else is going to Hawaii? Have they canceled any of you guys out? Did you get this notice that they're starting to cancel people off of the sailing? Anyway, that's going on with Pride of America. Norwegian Escape has been scheduled for an emergency dry dock from September 8th to October 2nd. They started notifying guests who were scheduled on cruises from Civitavecchia during that period. I think there was 3 cruises that are 3 10-day cruises that fall into that window, and they are now showing sold out, although they're not sold out, they're canceled because the boat's going to be in dry dock. Of course, that's at least in part because of the running it aground. And I understand today, folks, that guests on board Celebrity Solstice are meeting today at guest services in their ship's robes because it seems their luggage was put on a different ship. And that's all they have to wear. So they're protesting. They're going to meet at guest services in their robes. That's what started the interesting discussion over on the page that I use to promote things on Messenger about the luggage issue here has been a thing the last couple days. Katie almost had a problem and ended up not having a problem on her trip. We had the luggage that I did a video about yesterday getting dumped in the drink over in Southampton. And here we find out that the Celebrity Solstice, they sent luggage for some folks on the wrong boat. And, our friend Bonnie was upset that they're making the cruise lines look bad about it, that the airlines constantly lose luggage. Yeah, I agree with that. And Sharon made an interesting argument that it's because so many new people that they're not experienced and not well trained yet. Anyway, it was an interesting discussion going on. All right, that's going to wrap up the news portion of today's show. So we got to go over and check in the chat room and see who's fussing at me. And if anybody left any messages, good, bad, or indifferent. So far, folks, the phone's working. The camera is not dead. Of course, it is hooked up to a wireless jack. So it's not going to run out of power. Hot Air is with us. Gretchen's with us. Travel with Lizzie Lou. Hi, Lizzie. Nikki's here. Cindy's here. Hi, Cindy. Lizzie Lou, never heard of applesauce cake? Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's kind of it's got applesauce in it. I guess I don't cook. I'm not a baker. But yeah, I want to say the sweetener used in the cake is the applesauce. I could be wrong about that. One of you ladies out there that cooked that, can you answer that for Lucy Lou, since she doesn't know anything about applesauce cake, and I'm not enough of a baker to comment. Emily's with us. Says hello to me and the gang. How are you feeling, Chillie? Emily, I feel fine. I mean, I was shocked to find out that the cancer's back because I feel fine. We're just gonna have to see what the tests say and what we're gonna do about it. But I'm not, I'm not feeling poorly. Never have. I feel as good as ever. When you get my age, you never feel really great, but I mean, I feel a hell of a lot better than I felt last year when I was going through the chemo and crap. So, as he says, such a nice gang. Yes, it is. Gretchen's good and fun. Proud of America in December. Very good, Gretchen. That's why it's Gretchen I was thinking. Gretchen, have you been following J and D on EECC Travel? They're all on Proud of America this week. Oh, very nice. I follow them, but I don't religiously follow them. Gretchen says, yeah, it looks deserted. Hope they're better staffed in December. Lucy Lou, this is a nice gang. I'm glad I found Chillie on YouTube last year, or maybe the year before that. Bonnie says, J and D said that there were only 11 bartenders on the whole ship. Hope they're making huge vats of blue Hawaiis. Yeah. Wow, 11 bartenders on the whole ship. My God. I need one of them just for me. Hot air says, I hope that was a typo. I ignored that hot air. Bonnie said, looks like Glacier Bay, Marguerite. Glacier. I can't remember. Glaciers are glaciers. I'm not experienced enough up there to know the different. There's Dawes Glacier. There's several. Mendenhall. Bonnie says, my autocorrect makes up new words. Huge fat. Yeah, I know. So anyway, they're talking about the autocorrects. I hate autocorrect. I really do. Not a day goes by that I'm not fussing about stupid autocorrect. Gretchen knows what Bonnie means on that one. Nikki likes cat as a measure of volume. Yeah, me too. All the cruise loggers are on Sky Princess right now. Paul and Carol, Chad Cruisers, Cruise Boys. Yeah, there's a gang on Sky Princess. So I'm gonna send Luke and Gavin a message and see if we can't reel them in before they get back. I don't know. This turned out to be a pretty full week for us here, folks, on Chillie's Cruises. I also suggest if you can scuba dive, definitely do it. I used to scuba dive. I couldn't do it anymore, obviously. But back in the day, yeah, I loved to scuba dive. Bonnie says she's owned some huge cats. Fingers crossed for you, Chillie. Hold your nose and swallow the yucky stuff. Get through the test. I'll be praying for you. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to tomorrow because I know I'm gonna gag getting that crap down. I just know it, and that's worse than put me through the pain. I don't mind that. I ain't gagging. That's Bonnie says I haven't tried scuba diving yet. I'm terrible at. I haven't tried scuba diving. I'm terrible at scuba diving. I drink so much of the ocean. I guess I think the snorkel is a straw. Oh, she's talking about scuba diving. Snorkeling, I mean. Scuba diving's with the tanks. Scuba diving, it's, you have to get used to scuba diving. You have to get used to breathing. I found it a little off-putting at first, but once I got the hang of it, then it was okay. You also got to be able to hoist some pretty hefty tanks. Those suckers are heavy. Cindy asks, anyone here any indication of U.S. stopping one day prior COVID testing for flights from Europe? Getting nervous from my epic cruise from Rome in September. I know it's under discussion, but I don't think there's been any changes yet, Cindy, but definitely keeping a lookout for that one. And I'm thinking this latest variant now that seems to be, gaining strength and numbers going up everywhere. I know there's been some discussion on a couple of the cruise lines about going back to masking. I know there's, I don't know what's going to happen. And I know people are tired of this crap. And I am too, but still, we still got to be careful with this, folks. It's still out there. That's one of the, talked to Sharon on Wednesday, just to, she's been through it again, Gretchen says, no, Cindy, but a flight attendant said, go to one pharmacy in Rome. Then if you test positive, go to the next one. That's what they do. Huh. Wow. I thought that might be the case, but I was not specifically aware of somebody saying that. Gretchen says, I'll let you know how that works out. Bonnie says, I haven't heard anything new about testing, but it seems like it changes every day. My good friend Emma just got over COVID. She tested positive after her cruise. Kenneth's with us. Hi, Kenneth. Good morning from Robin and Ken up in Pennsylvania. Of course, one of these days, I hope and pray I'll make it to Southampton. Me too, Bonnie. And I'm seriously looking, when I go over, I'm doing the group cruise over there in May of 23 out of Athens. And I'm seriously thinking of going over either before or after through Southampton, maybe to do a cruise, but maybe to do something to get together with. I mean, there's just a whole gang of people over there that I want to meet. So hopefully we'll do that. We'll talk to Sue about that come Thursday on Cruise Amigos. I might bring that one up for her too. Hot Air says, Chillie, yes, there have been a number of cancels out for May, June, July on Pride of America cruises to get the capacity down. Wow. Sorry about that one. mean, I understand the issue, and I understand why they got to do it. I just wasn't aware that they were actually, kicking people literally off the cruise before it went. Lizzie says, let her know when you come. She'll come visit. Yeah, Lizzie's one that's, when I get over there, she's going to be wherever I'm going. I'll promise you. I'll get her there. Where'd I go? That just jumped down. Proud America having a hard time hiring crew in Hawaii. Lots of strict requirements, COVID and testing. MCL versus Sharon. Sharon will be with us on Wednesday. Pride of America is flagged in the U.S. and has to hire Americans. The other cruise line that travel to Hawaii have to dock at foreign ports, so they usually L.A. to Ensenada to Hawaii and back. Yeah, I have to do the same thing as they do sailing out of Seattle. It has to go into Canada. Or out of Miami, it has to go into the Bahamas or something. Hate those old rules that still go today. NCL lets people leave from Hawaii and back to Oahu. Truly a unique experience. Yeah, it is. Emily asks a question here. How does the cruise one choose who to cancel out? That's a good question. I would think it's probably done by date. I would certainly think the oldest people from bookings, the one that's been booked the longest, would stay. Somebody with a new booking is liable to be the one kicked out, I would think. I don't know that because I don't know how often this has been done. Lizzie says she moved her flights from 1 day before the cruise to 2 days before for Wonder of the Seas cruise in August. Yeah, I can understand a lot of people are starting to do that now, giving themselves an extra day to make sure that they get there. Hot Air says posters say the cancels are randomly chosen. Wow. Emily says a nice crew here with Chillie and some crazy people. He understood. Lots of prayers from Cindy. Thank you, Cindy. Scuba diving. Where did that go? Scuba diving is not easy. They do teach you. Yeah, my throat's giving out. Sorry about that. And yeah, Emma caught it after her last cruise. There's Amy. Amy popped in at the last minute. COVID is doing what they said it would, stick around and flare up at different times. All right, guys, my throat's giving out this morning. So that's going to end me for today. Again, tomorrow, guys, will be pre-recorded and live at 11 o'clock. So there won't be a chat room tomorrow, but you are welcome to chat all you want on my page. Just hop in there and go to town. And I will see everybody back here on Wednesday with our buddy Sharon. And for now, that's it for today. You guys stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising, and one day soon, we'll all get together on the high seas. This is the old fat travel guy Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.